Alex leaned against the cool metal wall of the research station, wiping the sweat from his forehead. Another long day exploring the alien flora and fauna had left him exhausted. The air outside the station was thick with humidity, strange scents of exotic plants and minerals filling the atmosphere. He had spent hours documenting the growth patterns of a luminescent plant that seemed to react to movement. It was fascinating work but exhausting. All he wanted now was a hot shower and some peace. As he entered the bathroom, he sighed, turning the knob to start the water. The warm spray hit him and he closed his eyes, letting the tension drain from his shoulders. This was his favorite time of day, a few minutes of solitude in a harsh alien world. He could hear the soft hum of the station's life support systems, the distant wind outside, and for the first time today he felt a small sense of calm. Then he heard it. A tiny squeak, almost like the chirping of a bird, echoed softly in the bathroom. Alex froze, his eyes snapping open. "Hello?" he called, though his voice sounded strangely loud in the small space. The squeak repeated, a little louder this time. He turned slowly and saw it. A creature no taller than a meter was standing near the sink. Its skin glowed faintly, a soft mix of blue and green that shimmered like the light on some of the plants outside. Its eyes were enormous and round, taking up a large portion of its small face. They reflected the light of the bathroom in a way that made Alex feel as if it could see right into him. Its limbs were thin and delicate, ending in fingers that seemed impossibly precise. Alex took a cautious step back, the shower running over his shoulders, water dripping onto the floor. The tiny alien froze too, tilting its head. Its large eyes blinked rapidly, clearly trying to understand what it had stumbled into. For a moment, there was nothing but silence. The only sound, the hum of the shower and the soft dripping of water. What are you?" Alex asked quietly, more to himself than the alien. The creature made a soft chirping noise, its body shifting slightly, almost as if it was trying to appear non-threatening. It raised one tiny hand, pointing at Alex, then at itself, then back at him again. Alex realized it wasn't aggressive. It was curious, fascinated even. Slowly, he stepped forward, holding his hands out to show he meant no harm. "It's okay. I won't hurt you." The alien chirped again, and to Alex's surprise, it stepped closer. Its movements were careful, precise, almost mechanical, yet full of grace. The first moments were awkward. Alex couldn't help but watch the creature, marveling at how different it was from anything he had studied before. Every detail fascinated him, the way its eyes adjusted to light, the tiny ridges on its skin, the way its limbs moved with perfect coordination. He had spent years studying alien life, but nothing like this had ever appeared so close and personal. Realizing that it needed comfort, Alex reached for a towel on the nearby rack. He held it out. "Here, you can use this." The alien paused, clearly unsure, then took the towel with its small, delicate hands. It wrapped itself partially, mimicking something it had seen him do before. Alex couldn't help but chuckle. This small creature was intelligent, far more than he initially assumed. "What's your name?" he asked, though he knew it couldn't speak human words. The alien tilted its head and chirped, then pointed at itself. "I'll call you Nico," Alex said softly. Nico made a small chirping sound, almost like a laugh. As the initial shock faded, Alex noticed something curious. Nico seemed fascinated by the shower, tilting its head toward the falling water. It reached out, touching a single drop, watching it fall. Alex realized that despite its small size, Nico had a mind that processed the world differently. Its curiosity was boundless. Alex slowly turned off the shower and stepped out, wrapping himself in another towel. Nico followed, staying close, chirping softly. Alex led it to a small area with a few clean clothes, offering them. Nico hesitated, then accepted the clothing, seemingly understanding that it was an act of friendship. They spent the next few minutes exploring each other cautiously. Alex showed Nico basic gestures, pointing to the sink, the mirror, and the water dispenser. Nico mimicked him, its large eyes shining with focus. Every action it took was precise but also curious, as if it were learning at an astonishing speed. "Do you live here? Or, did you come from outside?" Alex asked, genuinely curious. Nico chirped, then pointed at the window. Alex looked outside and realized there were no signs of habitation nearby. The alien must have traveled here, perhaps unintentionally. Over the next hour, Alex and Nico began to form a connection. Alex showed Nico simple human behaviors: how to drink from a cup, how to wash hands, even how to use the small shower more comfortably. Nico responded quickly, imitating the actions with surprising accuracy. But Alex also noticed something strange. Nico reacted to some of his stories about Earth with gestures he didn't understand. It pointed at him, then at the mirror, then chirped rapidly, almost excitedly. Alex frowned. "You know something about humans?" he asked, curious. Nico tilted its head and made a series of quick, melodic chirps. It was clear that Nico was not just lost. There was purpose in its presence. Every motion, every reaction seemed directed, intentional. Alex couldn't shake the feeling that this tiny being had a reason for being here beyond mere curiosity. As the day passed, Alex introduced Nico to the station's lab. Despite being small, Nico could interact with the equipment with incredible precision. It manipulated tiny instruments with ease, measured chemical reactions accurately, and even predicted minor outcomes before Alex could. Alex's jaw dropped in amazement. This is incredible," he whispered. Nico chirped again, almost proudly. Alex realized that this tiny alien, just a meter tall, possessed intelligence and skills far beyond what humans had expected from its kind. By evening, Alex and Nico had formed an unusual partnership. Alex was the teacher, showing Nico human habits and survival techniques. Nico was the guide, showing Alex alien ways of observing, calculating, and understanding the world. They worked together seamlessly, the differences in size and species almost irrelevant in the face of mutual curiosity and respect. As Alex prepared to eat his simple dinner of rationed supplies, he looked at Nico and smiled. "I don't know why you're here, little one, but I think we're going to learn a lot from each other," Nico chirped happily, hopping lightly from one foot to the other, clearly understanding that Alex meant friendship. Before Alex could settle in, the station's sensors beeped. A minor system anomaly was detected in one of the storage units. Alex frowned. "We should check it out," he said. Nico tilted its head, chirping, and followed. Despite its small size, the alien moved with confidence, leading the way through narrow corridors Alex had to duck through. For the first time, Alex realized something profound. This tiny being, which had surprised him in the shower and captivated his curiosity, might be humanity's first real connection with a species capable of teaching humans about the wider universe. Its intelligence, bravery, and adaptability were astonishing. As they reached the source of the anomaly, Alex glanced at Nico, wondering what would happen next. He had no idea, but one thing was certain: his life, and possibly the future of human understanding in this sector of the galaxy, had just changed forever, and Nico chirped, as if agreeing, ready for whatever came next. Alex and Nico carefully approached the source of the anomaly in the storage unit. The soft hum of the station's life support systems echoed in the narrow corridor. Alex noticed the tiny alien moving with surprising confidence, weaving through obstacles, ducking under pipes, and balancing on edges he hadn't even realized existed. Nico chirped occasionally, a sound that seemed like encouragement or communication in its own language. When they reached the storage unit, Alex frowned. The door's control panel was flashing red. He swiped his hand across the screen, trying to access the readout, but the system was locked. The chemical samples inside were highly sensitive, and any exposure could be dangerous. Alex's heart raced. He realized that a mistake could ruin months of research or worse. Nico stepped forward without hesitation. Its small hand reached for the panel, pressing buttons with precision that Alex could barely see. Within seconds, the light stopped flashing and the door unlocked with a soft click. Alex blinked. You just fixed it?" he asked. Nico chirped softly, tilting its head and pointing at the tiny key slots inside the unit. It seemed to understand the delicate nature of the samples, moving faster and more carefully than any human could. Alex carefully followed Nico's instructions, opening the containers one by one. Nico analyzed the chemical vials with its tiny fingers, checking for pressure levels and reacting to any unusual changes. Its intelligence was astonishing. Alex realized that despite its size, Nico had a grasp of science and problem-solving far beyond most humans. As they worked, Alex began to notice patterns in Nico's behavior. It didn't just react, it predicted. When a vial began to hiss slightly under pressure, Nico chirped and nudged it to a safer position before it could leak. When the automated safety protocols failed, Nico intervened, correcting the system in ways Alex hadn't even considered. "You're amazing," Alex said quietly. Nico looked up at him, chirping again, as if acknowledging the compliment. Alex felt a strange mix of admiration and curiosity. He had never seen an alien like this, not just for its intelligence but for the way it connected with humans. Nico seemed almost eager to help, to learn, and to teach. Once the storage unit was secured, Alex leaned back, exhaling deeply. "I can't believe how fast you understood that," he said. "You saved this entire station from a disaster," Nico chirped proudly, hopping from foot to foot. Alex smiled. Despite the small size, this tiny alien had already proven itself indispensable. Later, as the artificial sun dimmed in the station's observation dome, Alex sat at a table eating a simple meal of rationed supplies. Nico sat on a nearby stool, its small legs dangling. Alex watched it, fascinated by the way it moved and observed the world. The alien seemed almost childlike at times, yet every action carried intelligence and awareness beyond anything he had studied. "I wonder, where did you come from?" Alex asked, half to himself, half to Nico. The alien chirped softly and pointed at the observation window, then at the stars beyond. Alex understood. Nico wasn't just lost. It had traveled a long way, possibly from a distant civilization that had been monitoring this sector. Over the next several days, Alex and Nico continued to work together. They explored the research station, cataloging plants, observing alien wildlife outside, and repairing systems that were failing due to the harsh environment. Nico's abilities amazed Alex more each day. It could analyze chemical compositions instantly, manipulate delicate equipment without mistakes, and even anticipate environmental changes before they occurred. Alex began to feel a deep sense of respect and connection. Nico was small, but it had courage, intelligence, and curiosity, qualities that reminded Alex why humanity had always strived to explore and understand. This tiny being, barely a meter tall, was teaching him lessons that no human teacher could. One evening, while monitoring the station's sensors, Alex noticed something unusual, a pattern in the planet's weather, a storm forming faster than predicted. He tried to calculate the trajectory, but the data was overwhelming. Nico chirped, walked to the console, and began tapping the screen. The alien's small hands moved with astonishing speed, adjusting parameters and predicting the storm's path more accurately than the station's computer. Alex stared in awe. "You're incredible," he whispered. The alien chirped, almost as if proud, then gestured for Alex to follow it. Together they moved through the station, reinforcing windows, securing equipment, and ensuring the lab samples were safe. The storm hit with full force, but thanks to their preparation, the station survived without damage. After the storm passed, Alex and Nico sat in the observation dome, watching the planet's surface glisten under the alien sun. Alex realized that Nico had not only saved the station but had also saved his life. He felt a strange mix of gratitude and wonder. This tiny alien who had surprised him in the shower just days ago had become a companion, a teacher, and a hero. Days later, while Alex was reviewing data, Nico chirped and pointed toward the communication console. Curious, Alex activated the long-range transmitter. A holographic image appeared, showing a fleet of small, sleek ships approaching the planet. The image was beautiful and alien, filled with colors and patterns that Alex had never seen. A voice spoke, though not in words Alex could understand. Nico chirped in response, gesturing and tilting its head. Alex realized the alien was communicating, translating, or interpreting the message. Slowly, he understood that Nico's people had been monitoring the planet and had sent it here to study humans and evaluate the potential for collaboration. Alex felt a mixture of excitement and awe. He had encountered many alien species in his studies, but this was different. Nico's civilization recognized intelligence, curiosity, and courage, and somehow they had chosen him, a single human researcher, as the point of contact. As the alien ships arrived in orbit, Nico chirped happily, hopping onto Alex's shoulder. Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of connection. This tiny being had changed his life. It had shown him that size didn't determine strength, that courage and intelligence could come in unexpected forms, and that humanity had a chance to make a mark in the universe. Over the following weeks, Alex worked closely with Nico to establish communication with the alien fleet. Using Nico as a translator and guide, he learned about their technology, their culture, and their understanding of the galaxy. Alex realized that humans, despite their limited knowledge compared to this advanced civilization, had qualities that were rare and valuable: creativity, resilience, and empathy. One day, while walking through the station's greenhouse, Alex paused to watch Nico interact with the plants. The tiny alien touched a glowing flower, chirped softly, and adjusted the soil around it. Alex realized that Nico had an understanding of life and growth that was both alien and familiar. It cared about the world in ways humans could learn from. Alex felt a deep sense of purpose. He had always wanted to explore and understand alien life, but now he realized it wasn't just about observation. It was about connection, cooperation, and respect. Nico had shown him that even the smallest beings could have the greatest impact. The story concluded with Alex looking up at the stars, Nico perched on his shoulder. He knew that this was only the beginning. Together they would explore, learn, and perhaps teach humanity how to thrive in a universe full of unknown wonders. The tiny alien, once a surprising visitor in a shower, had become his guide, partner, and friend, and Alex, for the first time, understood that heroism wasn't always about size, strength, or power. It was about curiosity, courage, and the willingness to learn from anyone, no matter how small.